Welcome back to Inside. I'm here at Fairhaven Funeral Home with Mark Scheid. You are one of the owners here, locally owned Fairhaven Funeral Home.
Indeed.
So that makes a real difference when it comes to a phone call. If something happens to someone in my family and I need to make the call to a funeral home, when I call Fairhaven, that means that you or one of the other 3 owners is going to answer my phone call.
Indeed, we will. And that's our promise to the community. And what a promise it is.
Absolutely.
It's a call, as you know, no one wants to make that call. And who's on the other end of that call? When we pick up the phone, it's someone who's lost a spouse, a child, a grandfather. And they have looked and they have perhaps talked about this as a family and decided this is where we're going to go. This is who we're going to call. My goodness, what an honor that is to be the recipient of that phone call. So indeed, that you're going to get one of us on the phone.
Then if it's the case of it's not a tragic accident or something that wasn't unexpected, most of the time you're then going to come into my home because that's where someone wants to be when it's time. You know, when I know that time is coming, I want to go home.
Yeah.
So then you come to my home. Tell me what that's like for you. I told you guys as I was coming in, I'm a preacher's kid. So I've been in these situations all my life, but I've never seen it from your eyes. What's it like from your seat?
Simply put, it's sacred. If indeed we've accepted a phone call, we've taken a phone call from a family, and we find that there's perhaps been a chronic illness and someone's been in home. Perhaps they've been in the hospital and they've been sent home to die. Those are huge words. And what we have is a family that has encircled this loved one, a family that has made great efforts to alleviate pain, along with some fantastic hospice groups this community has, by the way. And what they've done is they've created an environment for this loved one in their last days to die gracefully. And I hope that our funeral home embraces this idea of dignity in life and dignity in death. And says we're able to come alongside a family as they're doing this. And so yes, indeed, we come to their home, and what we find is we're on sacred ground, we're on holy ground, because we've been invited into a place perhaps not even neighbors have been allowed to come in. And we're able to see people in the rawest sense, in a sense, in the most beautiful sense. And they've said to us, come into our world. And so we're both wanted and not wanted at the same time.
It's refreshing to me and yet touching all at the same time to know that you make me cry on TV. Now that you guys have such, that you take such care with your job, that you do care about people so much and you have so much empathy, and that you do want to let that dignity continue through the end, because people are letting you take a precious piece of them with you. So what do we need to do if that time comes? And we need to have Fairhaven in our lives, then we need to let you continue that dignity for our loved ones. Is it just making that phone call?
It is just that simple. Of course it is. What we also would like you to know is where our hearts are. So whether the death is at an institution, we're there. And when I say we're there not just in person, we're there with our hearts. And by golly, I think that's just as important as anything I could say. And we're there to listen, and we're there to love and care for this family.
I truly do believe that they do care, and they'll continue that dignity for your family. Give Fairhaven a call today, 424-5000, or visit their website, fairhavenfortwayne.com.